TikTok, formerly known as Musical.ly, has become an incredibly popular form of social media for its relatability and authenticity. Like all great things, it has its fair share of controversy and opaqueness. Reddit CEO Steve Huffman and Facebook's Sheryl Sandberg both have their doubts about how the app stores and uses user data, with the US government even opening a national security investigation into it. Part of this fear stems from how shrouded ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, is with their methods. With the amount of money, exposure, and fame tied to making it big on this app, it's more important than ever to really understand how virality algorithms actually work. I recently came across a brilliant video on my feed by the user Benthamite looking into TikTok's supposed beauty algorithm. In his clip, he proposes that TikTok rates videos for potential success based on the attractiveness of those in it. He also suggests a paper by Xi et al. On developing an algorithm to assess human beauty. Algorithms to assess human beauty are nothing new. There are multiple from different Chinese universities, all using the same dataset and building upon each other to produce more refined algorithms. For years now, machine learning algorithms have been able to be trained by humans to differentiate between attractive and unattractive. It's something humans can do incredibly easily because it takes up a relatively large and primal portion of our brain, called the fusiform face area. We're so good at it that we rate faces in inanimate objects as well, aka pareidolia. For a machine, however, pictures of faces are just pixels. Facial recognition was achieved in the early 2000s and typically use histogram of oriented gradients, where the processor detects sharp gradients in pixel color as a facial outline or feature. This creates a bounding box that eliminates the useless background and saves on memory usage enough such that your phone can even do it in real time. So how does this relate back to TikTok? With a basic understanding of how computers see faces, let's look at how scientists, or more correctly, anthropometrists, the researchers who measure differences across ethnicities, see faces. In the exact same way actually. It's easy to see how identifying certain landmarks of the face, such as say nose width or forehead inclination, you can assess how far an individual's measurements deviate from the averages expected for their race. As explained in virtually every video on this channel, averageness or coinophilia is one of the 4 fundamental traits for an attractive face. In fact, using these landmarks, forensic anatomists can actually predict the ethnicity of deceased remains, which I'll cover in a future video. By allowing the algorithm to measure and then evaluate the degree of fit with these ideal averages, it can provide a beauty score. A human can then evaluate if this result is accurate or not, and how accurate the bounding box was at selecting the face, and then the machine can then tune its parameters and try it again. This is the basis of facial machine learning, with ByteDance being based in a country with abundant labor and now plentiful user data. It's no surprise that their proprietary algorithm would be very accurate at picking winners. We expect TikTok's algorithm to work in a very similar way. You give it a 2D input, it takes the geometric features of the face, compares them to anthropometric ideals. It can also sample skin texture at points that most people have blemishes or irregularities in, and then provides a combined score of the 2 aggregates. However, instead of using a human rater to train the machine, it uses a deep learning neural network where you identify a few top-level features of what makes a pretty face, and then let the computer associate similar aspects it thinks might matter as it works its way down. And so Benthamite from TikTok has actually uploaded a similar algorithm, which he found online, and put it up on tiktokbeautiful.com. Using computer-generated images from thispersondoesnotexist.com, it gave a tight range of scores from 2.5 to 3.5 out of 5, which is to be expected because that's where the bell curve of attractiveness lies for most people. Only 1 in 100 or so images would actually get a 4 or 5. And I'd agree with the ratings and say that they're pretty accurate. In Benthamite's video, he argued that the study is based on white and Asian faces, which is also true and fails to account for darker skin tones. This is likely because of the skin sampling portion of the score, where darker skin has a greater range of contrast, which the algorithm penalizes. Also, more obviously, the system just isn't trained with African anthropometric values, so it's comparing them to Caucasian and Asian ones. After reaching out to him, he confirmed that it used the neural network proposed in the paper, which uses a number of different feature maps taken from attractive faces and compares how your face might be different to it. What surprised me most about the algorithm is the ability to measure skin smoothness and health. In a previous video, I covered the scientific importance of healthy skin, and Jia Tal's algorithm does a pretty good job of identifying it. For instance, this lady has deep nasolabial folds and uneven skin tone near her paranasal, which rated considerably lower than this girl with very even tone and virtually no age-related lines. Moving back to TikTok, it's not clear how or how strongly this beauty score affects video popularity. I'd guess that much like YouTube's algorithm, when you upload a video, the machine learning process looks at a number of parameters, such as watch time, views, likes, and comments, in a very short time frame, such as within the first 1 to 2 hours. Videos with a greater momentary click-through rate and engagement are obviously catching eyes and worth promoting to the trending page, or in TikTok's case, the For You page. Both systems try to optimize viewership and promote high-quality content because views equals money. It's likely that this beauty score acts as one of those parameters, on top of the rest of watch time, views, etc., and could help explain why everyone on the For You page appears to be disproportionately pretty. Also, these creators get greater views by virtue of simply being eye candy, which the TikTok machine learning algorithm, over time, would associate as being high quality content. When so much of the platform is based on the creator's personality, being attractive does help them get their foot in the door faster.